little bit about the history. Let's move now to the educational full science approach. You see here some of our educational guides, some of the people who inform our methodology and our focus. First, let's talk about Dr. Lisa Delpit and Dr. Abdulalim Shabazz. They inform us and they help us direct our teaching so that we teach to the intellect, the humanity, and the spirit. Also, you see Dr. Asa Hilliard. Dr. Hilliard guides us to teach academic and cultural and social mastery based on an African identity. There are also many others. There's Amos Wilson. There's Mariba Ani. There are many others who guide us. These are just three of the key guides for our educational foresight and approach. Let's jump into educational African-centered pedagogy. First and foremost, we are about high culture, high nurturing, high expectations, high academics, and high application. Once again, high culture. Culture is critical. High nurturing. The environment has to be a nurturing environment. The teaching approach has to be a nurturing one. Also, it has to be high expectations. While it's high nurturing, it can't lower the standards. Also, high academics, and then high application. This is important because very often you'll have a school or program that's high academics, but the application is lacking. Or you have programs that focus on application, but not so much on academics. We stress both. All right. IA is designed with students of African descent in mind. Okay. Given the collective station of our people, our students have to become the best in order to restore us to our traditional greatness. I want to focus on these four roots here. The four roots to our theory and practice. They're culture, oppression, feelings as messengers, and the flow of recognition. Now it is academic performance is enhanced when the instruction is culturally centered for the learner. That's not debated anymore. While it's talked about, it's rarely achieved. People often give lip service to it, mainly because they're trying to serve too many cultures at one time. Okay, so we don't do that. We serve a culture focused primarily on African American students, and we come from that center. All right, now I want to say this is not just something that's kind of cute and warm fuzzy. That is, identity is vital for developing critical thinking skills. Without clear identity, critical thinking skills cannot easily be achieved, and if they are, then they are achieved to serve others, and it really defeats the whole notion of critical thinking if you cannot serve yourself, your family, your people, and the goals in which those who paying for your education actually send you for. Oppression is also a critical part of ours. You have to account for oppression, not both old-fashioned oppression that existed, that manifests itself in habits and attitudes and expectations and behaviors and relationships, but also modern oppression. And because students must be prepared to recognize that oppression and also to know how to navigate it where they find it and to eradicate it when and where it exists. Also, emotional literacy is tremendous because very often we can't get to our clear cognitive skills. If I'm afraid and I don't even know that I'm afraid, I will spend my cognitive skills covering it up or trying to compensate for it rather than getting the support and protection that I need so that I'm no longer afraid. In fact, then I replace it with confidence, and of course then learning is accelerated. And the last is recognition. Umuntu ngomuntu ngabantu is a Zulu phrase, and it means a person is a person because we're a people. That kind of worldview, or even spiritual walk, if you will, directs how we recognize each other, and it stimulates productivity, creativity, problem solving, and unity. Those are the four roots of our theory and practice. All right, now also to continue. Our teachers must love themselves as black people. They must love the students. They must love the subject matter they teach. They also must demonstrate excellence in the subject matter, in theory and in real-world application of the subject. Now, another key part about our pedagogy is that our school is online live. That is, our instructors communicate with students primarily via the internet in a live web conference platform. We do not mean that they go to a website and they just interact with the website, hear something, see something, read something, and they take a quiz. No, they enter into a web conferencing platform, and students see each other, they see the teacher, they hear each other real time, they interact real time. That's our online live approach.